So, lots of big changes coming up here in the month of December. Of course, we are entering into Sagittarius season here on the 15th of December, ushering in a new season. And Sagittarius is always about the future, looking forward, looking ahead, making new plans, going on new ventures. And so, this is an appropriate time with the Sun in Sag to think about the upcoming year and where your future and your future plans are headed moving here into the year of 2021. We also have a solar eclipse in Scorpio at 22 degrees of Scorpio happening here on the 14th of December. So we are here in eclipse season. Huge moment that we will talk about in your horoscope. And we have the big event that is happening on the 21st of December, the Great Conjunction that is happening in Capricorn at 6 degrees. So, yes, this is from a sidereal perspective. And for those of you who are new to this channel, you are probably familiar with me going through the tropical astrology. Huge shift that I've decided to go through here as I have meditated and tuned in with my guides and have come to the final decision to switch to Sidereal. And if you are interested in a birth chart or any of my services, I am still offering it in tropical astrology. So I'm not here to force or sway your decision or choices in terms of the system that you are using. But for the remainder and moving forward here with this channel, I will be using Sidereal astrology. And so if you want to know more about this Great Conjunction, go ahead and check out my video on the Great Conjunction in Aquarius. Of course, I will be talking about it in terms of it being in Capricorn here in this horoscope. Also, if you are interested in my astrology class, it is available on Udemy, on Patreon, and it is also available in the private Facebook group Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones. Also, feel free to check out my blog and to join the free group Astrometaphysical Love and Light, where you can share any of your spiritual wisdom, motivational advice, or simply just positive posts in the group to spread some light and joy. Much needed as we have been going through this difficult and complicated time here in 2020. And things are shifting and looking different as we're moving ahead. We are shifting into a number 5 year, the number 5 correlating with the planet Mercury, as there will be a lot of interesting shifts and changes moving ahead and plenty of opportunities. Once again, keep in mind that even though we are in this state, for those of you who are continuing to work and move forward and to take on new ventures, this is your time for success and opportunity to pour in as we're shifting ahead into this number 5 year. Also, this is us moving ahead into the year of the ox, where yes, hard work and discipline is needed. Remembering that the ox was the one who supported the rat who ran the race. So this is your time to support your dreams, support your goals, keep pushing forward, not allowing the state or the situation of where you are at to stop you from pushing ahead. So lots of new shifts and changes that we are seeing as we are moving ahead here into the next year. Hi, Sidereal Sagittarius. This is your December 2020 horoscope. And this is for you if you have your sidereal moon or your sidereal ascendant in Sagittarius. So if you are unaware of what your sidereal sign is, make sure to check the calculator down below in my description to be sure that you are following the correct horoscope. So this is a huge month that we are shifting into here, not only because this is closing off 2020, shifting us into the next year, but also because we have this great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, our biggest planets, coming together. So, this is a huge moment, the big talk of the astrology community at the moment. Along with that, we are currently in eclipse season, where eclipse season is about going through intense changes. It is about truth coming to the surface. And so, there's a lot that is happening right now that is bringing us into a space of really facing the issues that need to be addressed here. Now, previously, on November 30th, we entered into this eclipse season with a lunar eclipse in Taurus. And so this was a lunar eclipse that took place in your 6th house, where this has been about really your health, your responsibilities, your daily routines. So, a lot for you, Sagittarius, that has been taking place here in terms of, are you changing your fitness? Are you changing your routine? Are you doing things differently with this lunar eclipse in Taurus? Now, moving ahead here, that starts us off in December with the moon in Gemini in your 7th house of business, of partnership, of relationships, of your public life. And so this is a huge moment where the focus is on others. Many of you may be caring for others, may be worried about others, may be focused heavily on your family, on your business, on the people who you are associated with at this time as you're shifting into this month of December. Now, on the 10th, we have Venus entering into Scorpio. So this is Venus that is entering into your 12th house, where there is a lot in terms of wanting to come into an isolated space, wanting to really connect more to your inner world, and really to find that space of dreams and peace and imagination. And so for some of you, you are escaping. You are trying to get some freedom, some space to yourself. Some of you, you're trying to have the space to think and to pull in ideas from your inner world with this Venus 12th house. And for others of you, you're having relationship difficulties, as this is the 12th house of losses. This is the 12th house of giving away. And so you may be in a space of nurturing others, but not receiving much in return. You may be in a space of really losing relationships or losing connections at this time. Now, moving forward here on the 14th, we have a solar eclipse also happening in your 12th house. And so this is a huge shift, remembering that we had that lunar eclipse that happened in your 6th house on November 30th, and now we are closing it with a solar eclipse in your 12th house. And so the whole theme here is about health. It is about how can you take care of your health, take care of your responsibilities. And so there's a lot going on here in terms of needing to detach from others, needing to find your own space, needing to have some time for self-care for many of you. Moving forward on the 15th, we have the sun entering into Sagittarius. So this is the sun that is entering into your very own sign. The sun comes into your 1st house, where now you're more focused on yourself. Now you're getting more of that freedom and that dignity that you've been looking for, that strong individuality as the sun shifts into your 1st house, putting the spotlight on you. And so this is a huge time to take care of your health, to take care of yourself, your own needs that you've been thinking about all of this time as you've been helping and you've been supporting others around you, carrying the weight on your shoulders of so many others who are going through difficult situations, who need your assistance. This is your time to focus on yourself and your needs, making that time for you. On the 17th, Mercury also joins the sun in your first house. And so this is going to be a huge time of being more social, talking more about your thoughts, your feelings, more so speaking and connecting, right? More business dealings can happen as you're more idealistic, more expressive with that communication planet coming into your first house. On the 21st, we have the great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. This is happening at about 6 degrees of Capricorn. So this is happening in your second house. And so for those of you here with Sagittarius Ascendant or Sagittarius Moon, you are going to feel this great conjunction hitting your finances, hitting your possessions, hitting your family legacy, hitting the things that you value. And what is this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction about? If you want to know more about it, go ahead and check out my video on the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction that is happening. But to keep it brief, this is our two social planets. Jupiter dealing with the laws, dealing with religion, dealing with philosophy, dealing with your higher learning, your travel, your experiences. Saturn dealing with restriction, limitations, karma, the government. And so these two planets hold together our social structure. And as they come together in this clash, this is a huge shift and impact on society that is taking place. A new world order, a new direction, a new foundation that is being set. And so as this is coming into your second house, this is about setting up a new plan, a new strategy, a new way of handling finances, handling possessions, handling your value system moving forward. Now, following this, we have Mars entering into Aries on the 23rd. So this is Mars entering into your fifth house, where you can feel more competitive, you can feel more lively, right? This Aries energy in your fifth house usually makes you more of a competitive person, where you are wanting to be athletic and to take on all these different activities. Mars entering into that fifth house, really adding in more energy into that, where you can do more of what brings you joy, more of what you love during this holiday season. And so really this is making space for you to have that time to yourself. So maybe some of you have been working relentlessly, and this is your holiday season to take off from work. Maybe some of you have been taking care of everyone else's needs, and now everyone finally has everything together. And it's your turn to focus on what do you love, what brings you joy at this moment. Now, moving forward, on the 29th, we have our last full moon of the year. This is a full moon in Gemini at about 3 degrees. So this is happening in your 7th house of partnership, of business, of other people's resources, and so forth. And once again, this is following that moon that started us off in December, bringing it to a culmination. And so this is a huge time of tying loose ends as far as your business dealings, as far as your relationships. If there are relationships that aren't working out, or business partners who aren't working out, this is your time to move on to your next venture. All of these things are going to start to fall away, and this full moon is a huge release point of everything coming to full completion. Not only this, but as you are clearing out those attachments that don't serve you, as far as your relationships, your connections to other people, your business contracts, your legal agreements, this is making way for something new to come in. Last major shift that is happening here is on the 30th of December. This is Pluto entering into Capricorn. And so beginning of this year, we saw Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in Sagittarius. And we saw Jupiter and Saturn very quickly shift into Capricorn, and they have been sitting here for quite a bit. But Pluto has taken its time to catch up, and it is finally coming into Capricorn along with Saturn and Jupiter. So this is Pluto as well coming into your second house, where this can really activate that money house, where you could be drawing in more resources, you could be drawing in more benefits. This could be a time of you really seeing those results in your money and your possessions as far as your accomplishments and achievements at this time. This could also be a time of loss. And so if you are in a space of gaining money, wrapping things up, closing things up here towards the end of the year, being cautious of how you're using your money, saving up, getting ready to that next year where you're having everything in order, everything straightened coming into this next year, especially as this is your season that we're shifting into here. Your season that is getting ready to close out the chapter for this year of 2020, pushing us forward into the next year. As Sagittarius is always about looking forward, the future, planning ahead, the higher perspective, the wisdom, right? So this is a huge time where this is your time to look at yourself, to look at where you're moving, what your actions are, where you're headed at this moment. And the card that comes up for you, Sagittarius, is Yod. This is your destiny. This is your time to step up and take on the call, take on the challenge to move forward in your life, to strive forward towards new horizons, to follow that calling, that purpose. So that was your December 2020 horoscope for Sagittarius, Moon, or Ascendant in Sidereal. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content moving forward here into the next year. I will see you all in the next video.